a general perception of walleye fishing is that you have to troll a crankbait. But we're out here today going against the grain a little bit, and we're actually casting our PICO crankbaits and catching some walleye doing it. And we're not in a big lake, we're in more of a river system here. We've got a little bit of an odd current situation, and the walleye are kind of staging right on the edge of a drop that's only about 9 to 13 foot, which is very easy to get out of a cast with these crankbaits. And let me tell you what, now you hook up a 20-inch walleye on a bait caster, and it's some mighty fine fun. But what we're doing right here is just trying to parallel our drop off. We're fishing on the edge of shade. We're just kind of coming in with a slow to medium retrieve, letting that crankbait do all the work for us. And it just kind of gets down there and shakes, rattles, and rolls, gets down to the depth they're living at. It's the right size of a crankbait, and they're eating it up today. Okay, so we're dealing with a crankbait here with the PICOs that you can get this bait trolling it down to about 18 foot. We don't even have 18 foot of water here that's accessible for us to fish today. The type of fishing that we're doing with these baits today is a strike zone type of a thing. What we want to do is keep our bait between 6 and 12 foot. And we're using our electronics mostly just for a depth gauge, so we can tell where this water is breaking off into 14, 15, 16, and we can parallel that break line down this bank. We're going to maintain that depth. This bait will get to 6 foot deep in about 7 or 8 reel handle turns, and then we can just kind of slow our retrieve down so that it doesn't dive quite so deep. It'll continue to dive on down to 9, 10 foot, but we're going to slow our retrieve down to keep that bait right there in that zone. We noticed right off the bat that the fish this morning were hitting while that bait was diving down, and here as the days wore on, they're hitting it as it's coming back up. So we're actually, if we throw and really fish this hard, we're actually going to outdive our fish. So we want to pull it down and kind of get it in that 6 foot zone, and then kind of keep it going slow through the 7, 9, 10 foot even, and keep it down there in the zone that we're marking the fish on. And then as we come back to the boat, you got to remember you're picking up more line with your reel. So every turn of the reel handle's dragging more line in, so don't be afraid to even slow down more as you come back in. All right, so another thing to look for with our crankbaits is these are running some pretty strong 1X hooks, but they're still a light wire hook. They're a size 6, which doesn't overpower the bait, doesn't mess with the bait's action at all. And it's a light wire short shank hook, which really wads up in a walleye's mouth. So currently we've got 14 different colors, and even though these are designed as more of a bass and crappie type color patterns, some of these colors obviously today we're imitating the bait that the walleye are eating. We're imitating shad, and we're imitating little bluegill and crawfish, and today they're on more of a crawfish pattern bait, and it's an interspecies type of thing. We've got the right color patterns that will cross over between all the different species.